da 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 da. Sit it da 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 da. Chicka 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 da. Zoom da 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 doom da doom da doom doom da 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 doom da doom da doom doom da 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 doom da doom doom doom. It's Titan in the morning. Zibba dibba da da doom da doom da da doom da doom da. Sibba dibba da da doom da doom da da doom da doom doom doom. Doom, sibba dibba da doom da doom da da doom da doom doom da doom da doom doom, sibba dibba da boom 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 boom. Titan in the morning. Sibba dibba da doom da doom da do 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 da do 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 do. It's Titan in the morning. Zip it up doop. It's Titan in the morning. Zip it up doop. It's Titan in the morning. It's Titan in the morning. Zip it up doop. Titan in the morning. My name is Titan Capri. I am a black gay man living with HIV and celebrating 20 years of thriving in my diagnosis. Titan in the Morning is an inclusive space for your morning wake up. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. We come in and we say good morning because we love all the O's and R's and INGs. Then we grab our cups, put the topic in the cups, and then we sip. You will get a space and a place where you can be who you are just the way God made you, along with some breathwork breathing. And not to mention some movement with the Titans groove. Sit it, ta 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 ta. So come on in to this inclusive, brave, and safe space where we like to say good morning to our village, tribe, gang, and chosen family. The place to be is right here with me. I will see you there. Good morning. Good morning to you. Hey, y'all. Good morning. Y'all know what today is. Y'all know what we do. Y'all know how we do it. Let me hold on. Hold on. Good morning. Good morning to you. Hey, good morning to you, Sonya Gray. Good morning. I saw y'all were on already, like early on. Hey, Paulo. I said Paulo. Hey, Paula. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to you all. Hey, over there on Instagram. Good morning. Hey, TikTok. What y'all doing this morning? Can y'all say it with me? Good morning. Hey, Con Exodus. Good morning to you. Hey, Eddie. Good morning. Hey, everyone loves candy. Good morning. Good morning to you all this morning. I know, y'all, it's a Tuesday. It's storming over here in good old Houston, Texas this morning. It's a rumble dumble, double. This is what's going on over here. So y'all just bear with me, stay with me. I'm going to try to make sure that I do this and we get through it. Hopefully the system don't go down or nothing like that, but we good. So I just want to say good morning. Good morning to you. Hold on. Hey, Shay, good morning. Good morning to you. Now, y'all, let me make sure I get this here right. So let me go ahead on and do this. Let me make sure. I'm trying to make sure I'm situated. Am I situated? Hold on. Yeah, I'm looking at the places. Indeed. Good morning to you. Good morning. Look, let me tell you something. You know, have you ever just got up and you thought to yourself and you said self and self say, good morning. Have you ever just done that? Like, you know what? You just talking to yourself like, good morning. You know what I'm saying? Good morning. I'm not saying that things are great. You know, I don't even know if there's a great, but things are good. Hey, Uncle, good morning. Hey, Bandit, good morning. Hey, Queen, good morning to you. Okay? Look, let me tell you something. Come on, come through. Hey, Random, good morning. morning. Hey, Daryl, good morning to you. Uncle said, good morning, gorgeous. Up. Remind me of Mary J. Blige. I want to go see Mary J. in concert. But yes, good morning, gorgeous. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good morning to you all. Good morning. Let me tell y'all something. This coffee is good this morning. Look, a lot of y'all want to tell me that I'm over here slurping. I want to tell y'all that that is how we sip here at Titan in the morning. It is how we do it. That's what we do. That's how we do it. Good morning. Good morning to you. Hey, good morning, Dr. Tony. Good morning to you. Good morning. TikTok boom. I think that's how you say it. Good morning to you. Good morning. Hey, Aubrey. Good morning. Aubrey said, top of the morning to you, love. Top of the morning to you, Aubrey. Good morning to you. Good morning. Now look, y'all know we don't ask for much around here. Hey, Willie, good morning. Hey, good morning. Look, let me tell y'all, when y'all put all them O's and R's and INGs in there, that's the way I see it coming across. Good morning, yeah. And you right, Uncle. It is never a slurp. We sip here at Tight in the Morning. Yes, indeed. That's what we do. All right, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it this morning and tell y'all what the topic is because I got a story. I got some things that I want to talk about this morning. This morning, we're talking about I done been around the block and stood on a couple of corners. Y'all know what I always say. So just this over the weekend and then yesterday, someone mentioned to me something and I got a little story for it. But the reality of it is that I done been around the block and I done stood on a couple of corners. So before we get into that, TikTok, y'all tippity tap, tap the middle of that screen. Let me nudge y'all on tippity tip, tip, tippity tip, tip, tap and do all that good stuff. I got a goal this morning. If y'all can help me out, that would be awesome. That would be great. Tell a friend. Tell them to come on in, right? Kick their shoes off. YouTube, Facebook, Insta, Podbean, X. If y'all can show me some thumbs up, show me some hearts, show me some love, show me all that good stuff, and do whatever it is that y'all want to do. This morning, we're talking about I've been around the block and I done stood on a couple of corners. And I know y'all probably saying, oh, what kind of corners you done stood on? I got a story and I'm going to talk about it in just a minute here because I done been around the block and stood on a couple of corners. I think sometimes in this, I'm about to get into this, but I think sometimes in this, people think that you are a certain way because you look a certain way. People think that you are a certain way because you act a certain way. And I think a lot of times people do not take into consideration, take into probability, take into a moment that you have lived a life. You have experienced some things. So a lot of times when I'm out and about in my community and I'm out there talking my ish and doing all of my stuff, people ask questions, right? And I'm saying that you could have never known, you could have never seen my show, you could have never followed me, you could have never done any of that if you're asking me these questions. So for the sake of, right, for the sake of, this morning, I'm going to tell you how I've been around the block and I done stood on a couple of corners because some people will question you. Some people will ask that you prove to them that you are who you are and you know what you know. You know what I mean? So this morning, we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it in just a minute, but I got some comments. Let me get to the comments first, and then we're going to get into the topic. Been around the block and stood on a couple of corners. Okay, yes, indeed. Hey, Lynn, good morning. Yes, come on, Lynn. That's what I'm talking about. You better stretch that morning out. Good morning to you. Hey, good morning to you all. Hey, Lucy Lou, good morning. Good morning. Hey, Goddess, good morning. Linda said, what's up, forever friend? Been around the block and stood on a couple of corners. My favorite saying. And that part right there, Linda, I'm coming through with it this morning. Hey, Lucy Lou. Goddess said, I love you. Your story has inspired me. Well, thank you so much, Goddess. Thank you for being here. Linda said, I love me some you always and forever. Okay, always and forever. Yes. Goddess said, remember you are loved and you matter. Indeed, Goddess, that is exactly what I'm going to remember. I'm going to take it and I'm going to live by that. Thank you so much. Lucy Lou said, good morning, honey. Yes. I love it when y'all call me sweet things. Okay, look, I love all that kind of carried out. Hey, boop. I'm excuse me. Boop, bop. Boop, bop. Okay. Hey, good morning. I don't know why I wanted to say it like that, boop. I just want to say boop, bop. Okay. Good morning to you. Linda said, good morning. Good morning. Hey, Instagram. What y'all got going on this morning? Let me make sure I'm looking good over on Instagram because I might be all in the camera. Exactly. So here's the thing. Chris said, well, why you gotta stand on corners? Because let me tell y'all something. I think a lot of times people think that you don't know nothing because of proximity or where you're from or where you're at, things like that. So I was talking with somebody that I was born in Third Ward, Texas. And here in Houston, here in Texas, that's what we say. We say Third Ward, Texas. Because Third Ward is its own city in itself, if you would, right? Hey, bestie, good morning. Said, hey, good morning to you. So what I mean by that, and y'all can take it however you want to take it like that, because a lot of times people think that you are saying things that you're not saying things, you're being subliminal. No, I done been around the block and I done stood on some corners. So that means that I done been around the block. I done seen some things, right? I done stood on a couple of corners, meaning I have been in the thick of those things. So whenever I talk about something, and something that I want to say to you all today is that I never talk about anything that I don't know anything about. That's not my ministry. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you, blow smoke and tell you that I know this and I know that. I'm not going to do it. I will always be fair. I will not lie to you. And then I will not mess with your livelihood. And so I was talking with a friend on yesterday, and they said, well, you always saying that you've been around the block and you stood on a couple of corners. What exactly does that mean? Because I know you ain't did this and you ain't did that. So a lot of times when I'm talking to people, I always identify as a black gay man that's living with HIV and celebrating 21 years. That's a given. That's exactly what it is, right? However, I am more than that. I have so many more intersections. I am a veteran. I am a father. I am all of the things. And then sometimes when people are around, they will say things like, you a father? Oh, you were in the military? You know what I mean? Because of the way that you present yourself in this moment, right? Y'all stay with me. And so I said, well, you never know what I know because I've been around the block and I done stood on a couple of corners, meaning I've seen some things. I've experienced some things. And what I don't like is when people take your experience, right, and want to put it in a box or tell you how you should have experienced it, number one, or how you don't know nothing about nothing because you haven't been there. I don't tell you everything, right? I don't tell you everything. I got a story. It's coming. I don't tell you everything. So you won't know everything that I know, right? And I think that it is a good practice for you to keep some things to yourself. Because if everybody knows the hands that you're playing, if everybody knows what you do when you do it, if everybody knows how you move and then it's going to be hard for you, right, to be able to move in their presence and not have somebody try to check you about what you're doing. Now, here's the thing. When I'm doing this work, I am talking to people. I am always about that. Y'all know 3 things that I'm going to do whenever I go out into my community or whenever I go out into community, period, mean abroad, wherever. I'm going to look good, right? To me, I'm going to look good, I'm going to smell good, and I'm going to talk my ish. I'm going to always do that. I'm going to know what's what. I don't ever want to go into a situation and not know. I don't ever want to be present in a situation and somebody is telling me that I know something and I don't know it. So I like to always be be up to date, be abreast of what's happening before I go into that, right? Because I've been working so hard on this. I've been working so hard on this to be who I am. And so with that being said, you don't know where I've been and what I've done because I haven't told you everything. So this particular person over the weekend said, I didn't know that you were in the military. And y'all, so here's the thing, and I'm always transparent. I'm never gonna say that. So my military time was my military time. I am a veteran. At the time that I went through what I went through in the military, I did not like it. Here's the story. We're gonna bring this around. I didn't like it. So when I got out, I wanted to get as far away from the military as possible. That's what I wanted to do. I had my own job. I got my own job. I started working in corporate. I started doing the things. And the military became something distant from me. This is me talking. Not anybody in my platoon, not anybody in my battery, not anybody that was a soldier. This is me talking. At the time, I wanted to distance myself from the military because I went in the military thinking that it was going to make me a man, right? And I went in the military and found out that there were more LGBTQIA plus people in the military than I had ever known, right? And that it was something that I had to take a step back and not think that it would make me a man, but it would make me a better person. Y'all with me on that? And so, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And so, I wanted to say that because the person kept saying, well, you should have done this and this and this and this and this. That's not my ministry. That's not for me, right? Well, in the military, you did this and you could have got you a house and you could have blah, 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 blah. My life didn't work like that, right? And a lot of times what we do is we take for granted that just because you did something or you were in something, that you should be well ahead or far along than anybody else, right? Now, could I have taken advantage of that? Yes, I could have. Could I have done this and done that? Shoulda, woulda, coulda. I can't tell you now that in hindsight, I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have done da-da-da, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times people think because you are the way you are now, or you look the way you look now, or you do the things that you do now, that you don't know nothing about nothing. I've been around the block and I've stood on a couple of corners. So I want to make sure that going into this and I finish telling you the story that y'all understand where I'm coming from. And I'm starting with the military because that's where the conversation started, with the military. And then they said, well, I know now why you do the things that you do. And I said, well, partially. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know everything about what I do and how I do it. But the reality of it is that I have a life that I have lived. Things affect me differently than they affect you. You understand what I'm saying? So my stigma and trauma and things, while it may be similar to yours, it's not the same. You understand what I'm saying this morning? So been around the block and I've stood on a couple of corners. I've experienced things that affect me differently than how you experience them. I know things that you think I don't know because you're new to this. I done been on this earth for a good moment. I done been on this earth for quite a few milliseconds. You feel me? And so I know a little bit. And so with this person, a couple of times throughout our past, this person has been like, oh, well, I didn't know you knew that. Or, oh, well, how did you know that? And I was like, well, I spent 8 years in the military. You did what? Oh, well, I have a daughter. Well, how old is your daughter? Well, my daughter is 29 now. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of things that you go through that you don't necessarily tell somebody, but people always make an informed decision, not informed, ill-formed decision about you from how you show up or how you present yourself. Anybody else know what I'm talking about? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Michael said it's one who enough and a couple for certain. Oh, okay, okay, okay. One thing for certain, a couple for certain that you came out a good person. Indeed, indeed, Michael, I'm good with that. I ain't tripping. I ain't tripping on that at all. I don't know what it did, but you turned out wonderful. Indeed, indeed. Thank you so much, Michael. Hey, as Kate sees it, good morning. She said, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Kate. Good morning. Hey, Gigi. Hey, cousin. Hey, gorgeous. Okay. Look, and so y'all, so this is what I want to do this morning. Hold on a second. Let me do this. This is what I want to do this morning. I want you to know that I am secure in who I am and what I am and how I show up. I am secure in the fact that I am who I am. I think that we don't express that enough because people will tell you that you don't have the right to feel good about who you are. And y'all, and I'm asking this morning because somebody told me, well, Titan, that's a lie. I don't think people do that. And how you're going to tell me my experience? And again, I said I statements. This is how I felt. This is what I went through. This has nothing to do with you. Your experience may have been different. You were in the military same time I was in the military, right? Or you went through the military at a different time, or we shared the same basic training location. Whatever it may be, still and yet I experience it differently than you. And I'm talking about the military, but I'm talking about my life, right? Hey, Gigi said, hey, cuz, and folks' mouth gonna always drop when it comes to us. That part right there. See, my thing is, this conversation that I had with this person wasn't to show them up. It was to say that you don't know. So I don't judge anybody. I don't judge anybody. I've done it before in my past, but I don't judge anybody. So I'm here to learn and know about you. Now, if you do something towards me, to me, around me, about me, I can only take that as key. You feel what I'm saying? I can only do that. And a lot of times people want to tell you, well, no, Titan, that's not right. I'm a good person. I didn't do it. But you did that. You did that. So this person said to me, say, well, you always act like you too good to do this and do that. No, no, I'm not too, but that's not my ministry. That is not my ministry. You feel me? Y'all with me this morning? Nobody knows my life better than me. Because I've been around the block and I done stood on a couple of corners. And if I want to be honest, some people have made it difficult for me to even go around the block, feel safe around the block, feel safe standing on the corner, right? People have made it hard for me to be who I am around those blocks and on those corners. And then you want to tell me that I'm lying? You want to tell me that this is not who I am? This is who I am. And it took me a while to get here. It took a lot of blocks and corners for me to get to this space right here. That I am who I am. I'm who God made me to be. That's it. When you stand in who you are, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, if this has happened to you. When you start to express yourself, stand up in who you are, be who you are, love who you are, there's always a naysayer. There's always somebody that's going to come and tell you that you are not that. You are not secure. You are not loved. You are not the ish. And I never asked you for that. I didn't ask you for that. I'm secure in who I am. Right? Hey, Live by Shirts. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. And so this morning, y'all, when I'm talking about this and I'm getting back to the story, this person was hell bent on telling me that I could not have done this. I could not know this. I could not. But then my question to this person was, what are you going off of? What are you going by? Because you've never heard me say it before. You've never heard me do this. Well, here's the thing. Again, here we go, y'all. Check your circles. Because if you've been around the block and you done stood on a couple of corners, and these people have been around the block and stood on said corners with you, and they don't know these things about you, these intricate details about you when you have spoken openly about it. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. It's something that's so weird, right? I have been doing this show for years, right? I have been doing this show for years. I have got into my groove. I've gotten into who I am. I represent like that. And somebody said to me, you know what will make your morning show pop? And I said, oh no, well, what? If you would like have coffee in a cup and you would sip out of it. You mean this I've been doing for the last 3 years or more? Even when I wasn't sipping for morning and coffee, I was sipping the same way years ago during a thought to ponder. Exactly. Liv, let me tell you, like they are sitting here telling me something and I'm saying, and they say, well, I watch your show all the time. You could not. There's no way that you're watching my show at Titan in the morning and you don't know that I sip. As a matter of fact, people say that I slurp. And I say at Titan in the morning, that's how we sip. Let me demonstrate. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. You could not know me, be around me, and be down for me like four flat tires, and you don't know what I do on Titan in the morning. So this person is a content creator as well. Hey, Larry, good morning. Good morning to you, Larry. Good morning. Okay, Linda said right on and reality check. That part right there. Look, you're a content creator as well. And so you're asking me all the time to come and view you and do you. I go in, I engage, I leave comments, I do all of the stuff. You don't do the same for me. And then for you to be sitting in a conversation with me all these years later that I've been doing this to tell me that what would make my morning show pop is that I would have coffee and then I would sip. So just imagine that you know somebody that had been around the block and stood on some corners with you. And one day y'all are just having a conversation. And a person tell you that a key thing that you do on your show would enhance your show if you started doing it. Just take that in for a moment. Y'all, when I go and support individuals, I don't look for the same support back because I know how this world works. I support you because I genuinely like what you're doing and I support you. I engage with you because I genuinely like who you are and what you represent. Do I expect it back? No. Would I like for it to be something that you give me the same way I gave you? Yes, but we know how the world works. Y'all with me? And so a lot of times people think because they are close to you or they know you or they've been down the same track as you or been on the same journey as you that they can tell you about your life. That's not my ministry. I'm not doing my tithing the money like that. I'm doing it the way Titan likes it. And if I build it, they will come. You feel me? So my thing was in the beginning, this same person, right, was saying that on the beginning of my journey, beginning of my social media influencer journey. I don't even know if I'm an influencer. I didn't say that. That's what they said. I was saying that I wanted to go this route. They told me that it will never do. It will never work. You got to do this. You got to get in. You got to undercut them. You got to tell them. You got to blah. Get in with the mess and then switch it up. Now, I'm not going to say that didn't work for some people, but I just didn't feel good tearing somebody down, talking under their clothes, as my grandmother would say, and just being all around ugly. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all, that's a toll that takes a lot out of you. Because I've been around the block and I done stood on a couple of corners, I chose love. I chose peace. I did not choose violence. And I think that's where the difference is. Did my numbers slowly increase? Yes. Could they have increased like me going viral? Yes, indeed. But y'all, everybody is not meant to go through that. Because see, here's what I know about being around the block and standing on a couple of corners, right? Is that everything is not for everybody. I'm going to pause there just for a second. Everything is not for everybody. People will make you believe that because I have it, you must have it. Everything is not for everybody. I want to say it again. So whoever this is right here, I'm talking to you, but I'm also talking to myself, right? Everything is not for everybody. Because a lot of times what we do is we take on things that we are not prepared for. We are not ready for. Me being around the block and standing on those corners prepared me for what was coming later on in life, right? Those things that knocked me down, those things that shuffled me, those things that had me shook, it prepared me for where I am now. I don't know what I would have been able to do, probably not much, if all of this would have been given to me back then when I was begging for it, asking for it, seeing other people with it and saying, I can do that as well. Y'all, I had to do my research. I had to know what I was getting into. I had to be smart and open and honest about where I was going and what I was doing. And that part, Live said, you said something right then. That cup of coffee, everyone doesn't deserve to sip from. And that part. Is this a regular cup of coffee? Not so much. Because I did what I did for it to be this cup of coffee. Is this cup, is it a coffee mug? Like everybody else coffee mug? Yes. But the difference is it's my coffee mug because it's my logo on the coffee mug. Y'all can go right on over to my TikTok shop and get y'all one. You can go over to my pop-up shop and get y'all one, right? Y'all saw how I did that. But anyways, a lot of times people want to tell you that it's just another coffee cup. But it means something different to me. Because I've been around the block and I done stood on a couple of corners. I know what it is. And that's why I chose to use my platform in this manner. Y'all with me this morning? Okay. 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 Hey, the King HNIC. Good morning. Liv said, let's see here. Let's see. Linda said, Titans reality check. He so him self-love. Indeed. Okay. Uncle said, you too cute for hate. Okay. You think I'm too cute for hate? Liv said, we sometimes expect the same energy we put into others back, but it seldom returns. And that part. And y'all, and so here's the thing. A lot of times people will tell you that because you did this, hey, Big Virgo, hello, how are you? Linda said, come on, everybody. Buy the cup and the books now. Thanks in advance. Amen. You go on, Linda. You do what you do. Okay. Silent said, good morning. Hey, Silent Chatty. Good morning. Hey, the King HNIC. Good morning. Uncle said, and got kicked to the grass because the curb did not want my, but baby, I'm here. That part right there. Look, that part right there. Good morning. Welcome in. Welcome in, Big Virgo. Indeed. Linda said, you are blessed and happy. Indeed, I am. Indeed, I am. Big Virgo said, and doing good. How are you doing this morning? I'm glad that you are doing good this morning. I am blessed and feeling good this morning. And you know what, y'all? We didn't even check in this morning. I got right into the conversation this morning. So I just want to say to you all, a lot of times what we do is that we want to make sure that we are popular in this, we are good in this, and it's nothing wrong with that. But when you sidestep who you are, when you take for granted that you are God's child, when you take for granted that you are here for a reason, and then you try your best, right, to show up in your authentic true self, and it's never enough, those people need to be 86'd, done with, cut out, let it go. Surgery needs to happen because they are a cancer. This individual said to me, then what you said all those years ago, then that was a lie. And then I just asked them, what's your point? What's your point? Oh, I don't have a point. I'm just saying there's no need for you to fake it like that. All this stuff can't be happening and da-da-da-da-da. And I said, well, why can't it, right? Why can't I be able to tell you that I experienced something and you believe that's what it is? But if I came in here and told you that I was up in the clouds and flying and it had blue and green and this and that, you would love that. But what I've learned, y'all, is that because I've been around these blocks and I've stood on a couple of corners, it humbles you, right? And it makes you understand that lying gets you nowhere. Lying about who I am, what I am, and how I show up. Because the reality of it is that, like Uncle just said, the truth is raw. The raw truth is you got to be able to take that for yourself, not for the next person. I'm not trying to prove anything to you. Thank you so much. I'm not trying to prove anything to you, Jane. Thank you so much, Jane. What I'm doing is proving it to me. Hey, Ben, good morning. Hello. Hello to you. I'm proving it to me. Y'all got me this morning? Hey, Dave, good morning. Good morning to you, Dave. That's what I'm talking about. It's not for me to prove to you. So I asked them, what are you, like, what's your end game? Right? Like this conversation we're having today about me and what I'm doing, what is your end game? Because I don't need to prove it to you. I got to prove it to myself. I got to love myself. Because being around the block and standing on them corners taught me some life lessons. Taught me that I mean more to me than I will ever mean to anybody out there. While I was standing on those corners, being told all of the negative and nasty things about my life, I taught something. I learned something. I understood something. I got the assignment. And the assignment is me. That's the assignment. That's the assignment. Hey, Keisha, good morning. Good morning to you. I like all those O's and R's and INGs. You better do it. Hey, Tina. Tina said, good morning, my beautiful friend. Hey, Tina. Good morning. Uncle said, are you a giver or taker? What's the T? Ask your circle these questions. It is okay to check in. Indeed. Let me say something. My circle is fortified. But at any given time, right, somebody gets out of pocket and we can no longer thrive in this circle together. I am okay with letting you go, because I've been around the block and I stood on those corners. And y'all, it's hard when you are lonely. It's hard when you are trying to make sense out of life. And these blocks and corners are beating you up. They're beating you up because they are teaching you life lessons that you don't want to learn. And my life lesson is tighten being tightened. Why can't I live my life? Why can't I do the things? That's the question. So somebody else is going to tell me what I can do and what I can't do. Take my feelings and emotions out of the equation. You're going to tell me what I'm supposed to do with my life. Silent Chatty said, I've been there, Titan. Indeed, Silent, I know exactly what you're saying. Hey, the King. Hey, he said, good morning, Positive King. Good morning. Good morning, the King. Good morning to you. Liv said, honestly, they want to be entertained, not healed. That's why they downplay your energy. Indeed. But I'm going to say this because my spirit is telling me I must tell y'all. Ben said, period. Okay, period. Silence said, without being judged. Indeed. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something. What I know on this good day in May of 2026 is that my spirit is undeniable. Oh, I know that. Oh, I know that. What I know, because I've been around the block and I've stood on a couple of corners, is that you can't tell me that I'm not God's child. I know that. What I know is that you cannot tell me, because I've been around the block and stood on these corners, that I don't have purpose, that I was not here for a reason. I'm here. You cannot tell me I don't belong here. So imagine you having a conversation with someone. You want to downplay who they are and what they are and how they represent so that they can be like you. I'm never going to do that. Never. I may have done it before in the past because I was still trying to find myself and be secure in the skin that I'm in. But I'm here. Yes, I've been around the block and I done stood on a couple of corners, but I have arrived in me. I have arrived in where I'm supposed to be. I'm human. Am I still working through some things? Yes, indeed. That's going to always be the case because you're always on a journey, and your journey will have speed bumps and roadblocks and all of the things. But let me say this to you. Let me say this to you. Whoever you are right here, let me say this to you. Don't ever let nobody tell you that your light ain't bright. Don't ever let nobody tell you that you cannot be. Don't ever let nobody tell you that you just should not stand up, chest out, head up, and be in who you are. Don't ever let nobody tell you that you don't deserve all of the riches and favor and blessings that are at your footsteps. You deserve that. It's about what you want to do with that. That's what that is. Silent Chatty said exactly. Ben said it's because most people are unhealed and projecting, but that's not our job. Indeed, it's not. Silent Chatty said, how about that? Okay. Liv said, Uncle Mookie, a zebra doesn't change his stripes. He just finds better lighting. Okay, come on. Exactly. Uncle said, I cannot change my stripes if I have been a zebra all my life and you've been here the whole time. That part. That part. And then here's the thing. Here's the thing right there, right? So what you just said, the thing is, and you and Uncle and Liv, the thing is right there, better lighting. Better lighting. Hey, TJ, good morning. Uncle said, I know I am somebody because God don't make no junk. And that part. Silent said, you better catch all them blessings. Indeed. Indeed. And here's the thing, y'all. I don't need an audience to catch those blessings. I don't need somebody standing next to me telling me, not that blessing. That's not the blessing. That's not the blessing. Ultimately, I'm going to have to make the decision on what the blessing is and how I perceive the blessing. Now, I got people in my circle. I got people in my village, my tribe, my gang, and my chosen family. And y'all have a place in my life to do what you do. But ultimately, the decision is mine, especially about myself. For so many years, I did not wear things. I didn't do things because it wasn't manly, according to them. I didn't do things because it wouldn't look good. Or people told me boys don't do that. Or people told me if you were doing da-da-da-da-da, then you would have da-da-da-da-da. And I listened. The reality of it is, y'all, I was never happy because I was doing it for them. I was showing up a certain way for them. I have asked myself so many times in the past, why am I here? Not here on this earth, but in the midst of all of this chaos and destruction, how did I get here? And I got there by not paying attention to the assignment from the block and the corners. I got here by listening to other people that didn't have a tenth of what I had. I got here listening to those people because they were envious of what I was doing. But I do remember them telling me that it wouldn't work. But 3-4 months down the road, they were trying to do the same thing. And it wasn't working for them. Then it got to a point that I stopped telling people what I was going to do. I stopped telling people what was in my right hand because you were always trying to attack the left. I stopped letting people into my world like that because it was not good energy. I'm a Pisces. I'm a March Pisces. Yes, I am. But it's all about energy. My spirit nags me. My spirit lets me know. Clear quartz is for some protection. It's for some energy. Vanessa, I'm sorry, you asked the question. What is the pendant on your necklace? Yes. Indeed. Okay, Uncle, I can show you better than I can tell you. Y'all, so this is not, I'm a bad, bad mama jamma and do. Lord, look, I just dated myself. I've been watching some old blaxploitation movies. So look, if I start quoting Dolomite, Petey Wheatstraw and stuff like that, Foxy Brown and Sugar Honey, Iced Tea, if I start quoting those things, y'all just know that that's what I've been watching. But yeah, I've been around the block and I just stood on a couple of corners. I know some things. I've experienced some things. Hey, Gerald, good morning. morning. Gerald said, good morning, bro. Good morning to you, bro. Good morning. Live by Church said, family, I have to jump off. Take care of you, my friend. Take care of you, my friend. Have a great morning. Same to you. Thank you so much, Live, for being here. Baby, I say live, live live. You know what I mean. You got me. You got me. Peace and blessings to you. Uncle said, I have purpose. Watch out now. Indeed. Indeed. Love you as well, Gerald. Love you as well. Thank you so much for being on. Vanessa said, people need to rely on energy more, for real. I'm mixed and my white side is very racist. I will not hug them. And you know what? And Vanessa, a lot of times what happens is that people don't really understand what that bad energy is. You know what I'm saying? Or that energy. So what I stopped doing was asking to be in spaces and places with certain people. What I asked for, my prayer and my meditation, is for me to know energy, me to understand. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna read my prayer from my book. I got you, Linda. I know what you were saying. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. So here's my thing. And I know this is my prayer and it doesn't have to be your prayer, but I want you to be real about your prayer and what you do. And so because I've been around the block and I've stood on a couple of corners, right? My prayer came from this. Because what I didn't understand was that I was being, and I'm going to use the word attacked, because I didn't understand that they were trying to stifle me, shut me up, shut me down. I didn't get it. Because I'm saying to myself that I should be able to do this, and this, and I should be good. And a lot of times you're not able to do those things because you're worried about what they think, what they want, what they feel. You with me? And so here's my prayer. And this is in my book, right? The Titan Chronicles, over there on Amazing. All you got to do is type in Titan Capri, and you should get two books that are there. The Titan Chronicles, first installment, and then also my Power, Position, and Purpose journal. You should get that there over on Amazing. Y'all know what I'm talking about, Amazing. Yeah, okay, gotcha. All right, so here's my prayer. This came from me being on the block, being around the block, and standing on a couple of corners. Lord, please allow my spirit to be so big and bright that no one can deny it. So big that I have to walk through the door sideways. So strong that no one meant to cause me harm can penetrate it. However, be warm and inviting enough to come into it. My prayer, Titan Capri. Y'all, that may not mean anything to you, but because I've been around the block and I stood on a couple of corners, I had to make sure that my spirit thrived, that my spirit showed up, that my spirit was shown, because I hid it for so long. I stifled my brightness. I took my flame down because people were telling me that I was too much, that I was coming in and that I was sucking up all the air out of the room. And I was like, well, I got something to say. Well, I don't want to hear you say it. I'm tired of this. I can't get with that. And I blamed myself. But then also, too, it taught me a firm lesson that I don't need to speak at every turn. Let me craft, right? Let me figure out my assignment and know what it is that I'm supposed to do. And then I'm going to go forward and be fruitful and multiply. But I had to learn that on them corners. I had to learn that around the block. I'll read it one more time. Hey, Kevin, good morning over on Instagram. Hey, Kevin. I am Kevin Dupree. Yes. Because y'all, so here's the thing. We can all be and do. We can all have. We can all make sure for somebody else, but we can't do it for ourselves. I'm going to say the prayer one more time, and then I'm going to go to commercial. And then I'm going to read the other piece under the prayer so that it kind of like makes sense. These blocks and corners have taught me some lessons that I was not ready for. Some lessons that I felt I should have never had to learn, right? But they were lessons nonetheless. So what do I do from them blocks and those corners? Do I ignore? Or do I feel been around the block and I've stood on a couple of corners? That's what we at. Here's my prayer. This is my prayer in my book, The Titan Chronicles, on Amazing on Amazon. This is my prayer, and then I'm going to read the bottom portion. This is my prayer. This is on the first page of the book, and this is what I said. Lord, please allow my spirit to be big and bright, that no one can deny it. Because remember, I have been stifling my spirit. I have been shutting it down. I have been standing aside because people were telling me I was doing too much. Allow my spirit to be so big that I have to walk through the door sideways. So strong that no one meant to cause me harm can penetrate it. Your spirit is your force field. Your spirit is your EWS, your early warning spirit. Or for those of us in corporate system, right? That's what it is. However, be warm and inviting enough to come into it. So block you from doing any harm to me. Block you from taking me off my game and all of that. But still be warm enough for those that need to come in and get what I'm giving, and get what I'm expressing, and get what is needed. Y'all, that's a fine balance. There's a thin line in that balance. But what I don't want you to ever do, while you going around these blocks and you standing on these corners, I don't want you to ever take yourself out of the equation and take yourself for granted. You are the assignment. You are the assignment. And the only way you're ever going to be able to complete the assignment, to know the assignment, do the assignment, be the assignment, is to be you. Is to be you. Y'all, while I was standing on those corners, they were telling me that I couldn't. But I was saying, I know I can. They were saying, no, Titan, you can't. And I said, I know I can. I know I can. But it wasn't until my God showed up and said, hey, I didn't put you on this earth for play. Now you're going to have to show and prove. Stop listening to those people. I made you unique. You got things that they don't have. And you are not meant to do it the way they're telling you you should do it. You're meant to do it this way. Titan in the morning. You're meant to do it this way. The Titan Capri experience. You're meant to do it this way. The HIV advocate that you are. You're meant to do it this way. The linkage to care person that you are. The peer navigator that you are. The community leader that you are. You are meant to do it this way. And that's not a brag nor a boast, but I'm going to tell y'all something. If you want to brag and boast on who you are and what you have been through, what you done got to the other side of, then you do that. Then you do that. Because guarantee you, they going to brag about themselves. They going to do that. So I want you to brag about you. I got through that. Yes, I did. High five. Bam. I did that. A couple of years ago, I was not there. I'm here now. I done been around the block. And I done stood on a couple of corners. And you're going to tell me, after all that crap that I done been through, after all that ugliness and nastiness, after all of the things that I have been through, the bruises and the scars that I have, that I don't get to celebrate me? I don't get to live free in this skin that I'm in. I don't get to love myself. Okay, silent chatty, high five, Titan, high five. Because I'm telling you, sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you're going to have to pat your own self on the back. Let me read the rest of this and then we're going to go to commercial. These books and the things that I do are dedicated to my village, tribe, my family, and my peeps. Because without you, I could not have seen the world in such color. I don't believe there was any other reason you were put on this earth other than to be blessed and to be a blessing. And I will go on to say, if you are blessed, right, then you have been a blessing. And if you have been blessing someone, you are most definitely blessed. Don't you let nobody take your life. Don't you let nobody tell you that you can't. And what I mean by that is don't you let nobody stop you from that. Titan, will I see it? Yes. Titan, will I hear it? Yes. Titan, is it something that I should take and lock it away and throw away the key? Heck to the no, no. You can acknowledge what it is. You can say what it is. You can see what it is. But you don't have to keep it. You don't have to play with it. You don't have to do those things. Take those lessons and the assignments. You've been around the block and you just stood on a couple of corners. What did you learn around that block? What did you learn standing on those corners? What did you learn? And if you didn't learn anything, learn this today. Learn this today. You've been around those blocks. You've been around those blocks. And you done stood on those corners. You stood on those corners. Oh, y'all like that? You stood on those corners. You still here. You still here. Oh, yeah. I didn't freeze. I'm just being quiet for a moment. You still here. You still here. You still here. So all that stuff that they told you that you couldn't do, you wouldn't do, you won't be, you can't be, you all of that good stuff, and yeah, can't ain't a word. You want to do all of that, you still here. So you've been around these blocks and you done stood on these corners and you done done what it is that you've done, but catch it, you still here. You still have time. You still have opportunities to be who you are. So you didn't get it back then. So you didn't get it last year. You still here. One thing that these blocks have taught me, one thing that these corners have taught me, people will come and go. And some people are going to stay on the block. And some people are going to stay on them corners. But that wasn't for me. That's not my ministry. That's not where I'm supposed to be. I went to the block. I got to the corners so I could get the assignment, so I could understand the homework, so I know what it is that I'm supposed to do. That's why I was around the blocks and on the corners. I had to understand something. I had to get some knowledge and understanding. Hey, LH, good morning. Hey, Bree, good morning to you. Good morning. I had to get some knowledge and some understanding. That's where we're at. You want to sit here and you want to play the game and people want to tell you, oh, well, Titan, you can't do and you won't do and you won't be and all of these good things. Fly. Right? Do what you do. Be who you are. But if you have been on the block and you still on the block and you still on them corners, you have not understood the assignment. You don't have the purpose in your life. Now, hold up. Because somebody said that you maybe being on the block is your purpose. And maybe it is. Maybe it is. But I need you to check yourself on that block. Check yourself on that corner. Am I moving forward? Oh, I'm going to say it again for those in the mezzanine and the nosebleed. If your purpose is to be on them corners, if your purpose is to be on the block, check yourself. Am I moving forward? Am I on the same block and same corner that I was on 4 years ago, doing the same thing? The block is hot. I want to say this because I'm not going to knock nobody for their hustle. Your hustle is your hustle. But if you are staying stagnant in the same place, same position, same thing, year after year after year after year, and there is no movement, there is no production, there is no ease, there is no love coming out of that, then you need to move. You need to move. But if this is something that you feel is your purpose and you love it the way that you love it, then you stay there and you do what you do. But for me, I had to be around the block, stand on the corners so I could move on, so I could do what I needed to do. Think about it. Think about it. Hold on. We about to go to commercial. Think about it and I'll be right back.
My name is Titan Capri, and I would love to introduce you to the Titan Capri Experience merch. Have you been over to my shop to see all the wonderful items that I have for you? Let me tell you, I have the Titan in the Morning mugs, socks, tote bags, candles, and t-shirts. I even have a Titan Capri Experience insulated 40-ounce travel mug. Yes, I did say 40 ounces. So hop on over and check out all the goodies that I have for you. Also, if clicking the link is not for you, you can scan the QR code and it will take you to my TikTok shop where you can do all the shopping that you would love to do. Go on over and check me out. For the link, the QR code, but either way, it will take you to the destination, which is my Titan Capri Experience shop. See you there. My name is Titan Capri. I am a Black gay man living with HIV and celebrating 20 years of thriving in my diagnosis. I would like to introduce you to the Titan Capri Experience, where our mission is to curate spaces and places that educate people living with HIV and the people that support them with experiences that bridge the gap between community and resources. Our vision is to center the human aspect of people living with HIV and the people that support them with a focus on the mental, emotional, and spiritual support needed to thrive in your integrated communities. That is the Titan Capri experience.
Good morning. Look, y'all, so this is so wild because I remember thinking of that mission and vision. I remember thinking of what could I do to change the landscape. I remember thinking, what can I do? And that came from the Titan Capri experience. And I wanted people to have a human experience. And so today, while you are thinking about the blocks and the corners that you have been on, that you've been around, I want you to think about your human experience. I want you to think about what you are doing in this world for you. I want you to think about you. Don't think about nobody else for a moment. Think about you. How are you? If you have been around the block and you have stood on some corners and you can't check in with yourself of how you are, then all of that spinning the block and standing on them corners was for nothing. Remember to love yourself right where you're at in this moment. What those blocks and corners taught me is that I didn't love myself enough. I didn't love myself enough to say no to somebody telling me I should do something, be something. I didn't love myself enough. And y'all, I don't, no qualms, no tripping. I didn't love myself enough. That's what it was. Oh, but do I love myself now? I am who I am. And that's all I can be. And I don't care if your eyes can't see. If you can't see what I can see, then you're blind, baby. You're blind. That's it. I love me. I love where I'm at. I love the way I show up and the things that I do. I love that about me. So going forward, we're going to always make sure we show up for ourselves. If you're going to spin the block, if you're going to be on the block, if you're going to stand on them corners, and you're going to do whatever it is that you need to do on them corners, then make sure you do it for you. Y'all with me? All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Until next time, y'all be great. So every Tuesday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, it's Titan in the morning. Y'all come see me. Y'all come be about it, do about it, all of the good things, and make sure that we are there. Okay, Kevin? Been a while. Great to hear you engage in community this morning. Thank you so much, Kevin. I appreciate you. Annette, and big old bear hug. Yes. Need to get a big old bear hug next time I see you, indeed. Hey, Lady V. Good morning. Hey, Bariqua. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Thank y'all so much for being on. I appreciate you. Been around the block, and I've stood on a couple of corners. I've seen some things that I thought that should not have been, right? I've seen some things that I thought I could have changed. I should have changed, done something. I've experienced some things. Y'all, be okay with who you are and where you are. And make sure that you are checking for yourself. If you're not doing anything else, make sure you are checking for yourself. Y'all with me this morning? Oh, I don't know what I just did, but that's okay. We'll make sure it works. I don't know what I just did. There we go. Well, hey. Gerald said, good title today. Okay, look, you know. That's what it is. I done been around that block and I done stood on some corners. Baby. Yes, indeed. All right, y'all. Until next time, y'all be great. Y'all be blessed. And just remember to love yourself right where you're at in this moment. Love yourself right where you're at in this moment. There will be other moments, but this moment will not come again. You got to love yourself right where you're at in this moment. Love is key. If you can love everybody else and do for everybody else, you can surely do for yourself. Until next time, y'all be blessed. Can y'all hear me? Yeah. All right, y'all. So I had made, wrote, did all this good stuff, and then I got here and I was like, yeah, that's not it. My spirit said to do something different. I'm going to do something different. What I want to talk about real quick is that being worthy. A lot of us are worthy because we think that's what worthy should be, right? But you're worthy to be loved. You're worthy to be yourself. You're worthy to be just who God made you. You are worthy. So tonight I want to do a little something that's worthy. If y'all would with me. A little audience participation. Can I get y'all? Yeah. All right. So I do this thing called a Titans Groove, right? Every Monday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, YouTube Live, Facebook Live. Just a shameless plug, real quick. Y'all come check me out. But what I do is this, Titan Groove. And so what I want to encourage you to do tonight is to be worthy in your groove. Whatever your groove is, however you see it. If it's just a little sway, then let it be a sway. If it's a little funky, then let it be a little funky, however you want to do it, all right? Y'all gonna follow me? And then I'm gonna ask y'all to do something a little bit later in this, but it goes a little something like this, right? Titan groove. Sit da 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 da. Sit da 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 da. So da da do 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 da do do da do 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 da do do da do 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 do. See we do da do 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 da do 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 da do 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 da. See we do da do 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 da do 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 da do 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 da. Brr da do 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 da do do. See do da do do. See do 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 da. Yes, keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Ah, I like that. All right, keep it going. I'm gonna ask something of y'all. Y'all gonna help me out? Yeah. All right. It's gonna go like this. Y'all follow me. I am, I can be, I will be. 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 Y'all got it? I am, I can be, I will be. All right, keep going. I am, I can be, all right, I will be. I'm going to add something in, keep going. I am, I can be, I will be. Worthy. I am, I can be, I will be. Worthy. I am. That's it. I will be. Worthy. I am. Come on. I can be. I will. I see you moving in your seat. Come on. I am. I can be. I will be. Worthy. I am. I can be. I will be. Worthy. I am. I can be. I will be. Worthy. Ladies and gentlemen, you are worthy. You are worthy to be loved. You are worthy to be beautiful. You are worthy to be heartfelt. You are worthy to be hugged. You are worthy to be sitting right where you're sitting tonight, receiving all of this. I want to thank you all for being worthy and making me feel worthy tonight. Peace and blessings.